we head out into the wild and track down a cool cat, courtesy of Classic and Sports Car magazine. So here we are in East Sussex, Winnie the Pooh country apparently.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and it's also the country suitable for a Jaguar E Type.
Yeah.
The one behind us.
And it's a 2+2.
They did actually sell quite a few, didn't they?
They did. They sold, more than 10,000 of them. There were Series 1 and Series 2. And all the Series 3s were 2+2s, the fixed heads.
And the differences between the 2+2 and the standard car. What are the main differences?
It's 9 inches longer in the wheelbase. Doors are 7 inches longer. I think it's about 2 inches higher. And you can sort of get people in the back seat, probably not adults really. Yeah, a couple of kids. But when you fold the back seat down, you got almost like a little mini estate car almost. They were all 4.2. They were all on alternators, so they had all the better later bits, When you drive one, it's the same as driving a normal one. It's a little bit heavier, a little bit less aerodynamic, but not that much. It sort of suffers a little bit visually because the roof looks a bit of a bubble, big deep windscreen. Yeah. But it's one of them things. It's only because you know what the normal one looks like. If you actually see it, and this one in particular.
For some reason, this is the best looking 2+2 I've ever seen.
I don't know, I think it's the colour or it's just nice.
I
think also 2+2s are very often not in very nice condition because they're not worth so much.
Oh, they're not worth so much, they've been let go.
Yeah, they just got patched up and they're actually quite hard to find now.
Yes.
Because people tended
wanted back in the day.
If there ever an E-Type was going to be scrapped, it was going to be a 2+2. And also they made an automatic one, which is the kiss of death.
But that, of course, that was made really mainly for the American market, wasn't it?
It was, but I think we had a few over here as well.
Yeah.
They were. It was quite, because it was still quite a fast car, even like that. It did nearly 140. So it was probably one of the quickest automatic cars you could get.
Yeah.
But
the acceleration 0 to 60 is
0 to 60 is about 7 seconds. 20 to the gallon if you've been
moderately
driven
sensible.
Moderately, quite high gear. Not fairly sort of usable, sensible car of its ilk. And they are a lot cheaper. So
it's the way to get into one actually, almost. Isn't
it? It's the cheapest way into an E-Type. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But of course, restoration
costs are equally hefty.
the bonnet on one of those, it's all one big thing.
Yeah.
Just that, you can get new ones, can't
10
you?
grand,
made by,
yeah, 10
it's
grand.
massive.
Then again, it's a quick way of replacing half the car.
It is, yeah. So talking of performance and how it looks and how it goes, let's take it for a spin.
Absolutely.
So we're off in the E-Type 2+2, sporting a 4.2 engine.
Yeah.
And actually, it pulls really well.
Yeah.
Really well.
I mean,
whoa.
I think it's as quick as that Ferrari, isn't it?
Yeah. It feels as quick as the Ferrari we were driving
easily.
Yeah. It really does. It's very immediate, isn't it?
Yeah, it tends to be. It's not. It's not bothered what gear it's in.
No.
Massive torque.
Massive torque. Yeah. That's good.
It's a nice sorted one. You can just potter around in it like a limousine. Yeah.
Very usable. Back in the day, you thought this was a big car, but now
it isn't at all, is it? It's got a big bonnet.
Got a big long bonnet.
It's just a bonnet with a couple of seats attached to it.
It is really, pretty much. And one of the things you notice when you get in this car is the room.
Yeah.
Because Martin and I both got headroom.
Yeah.
You could wear a hat. Not a very tall one. Not a top hat, but
not a top hat, but a cap. a sporting cap.
You could, yeah. With the cravat.
With a cravat, driving gloves.
Driving gloves, yeah. The
whole thing, yeah.
Setup, yeah. No, it does pull really well.
I mean, it needs 2 more gears. It's got so much power.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit breathed on. It's got a big valve head in it, I think, or something, but it feels so fit and healthy. You can tell by the way when you turn it on, it just comes on like that quick.
It's immediate.
And when it stops, it just stops. It's still dead fit.
This is a very nice car, actually. It really is.
I mean, I'd rather drive back to Cirencester in this than the Panda. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, it's fantastic, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is really.
Yeah.
I mean, it must have seemed, when this car was new, back in the day, it must have seemed absolutely space age,
must have been a bloody rocket ship.
Yeah, 100%. And steering, that's nice, isn't it?
Steering, yeah, it's not a lumpy, heavy thing to drive. It is actually a sports car.
Yeah.
And the gearbox is a little bit notchy, but it's not the Moss box. It's the Jaguar's own one, which was better, really.
Yeah.
And the other good thing about these is they've got a good, as far as I remember, they've got a good turning circle. I mean, look at that.
It has very tight turns.
It's almost like a Triumph Spitfire or something.
It is. Yeah. Right angles.
Yeah.
No, that's good that. And braking.
I think these brakes won't bleeding a little bit, but
yeah, a little bit spongy, aren't
they? A little bit spongy. In fact, I think I saw the brake light flash a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it works.
Yeah.
Like that steering column comes in and out.
That's an automatic feature.
It's an automatic feature, yeah. Not tightened up properly.
No, that's cool.
They all do that. Yeah, I mean, look at that. You can
the ride is very...
The ride's amazing.
Amazing.
It is, isn't it? It was.
We've been over a few bumps and
you don't really feel it.
Didn't notice it.
I mean, that's fourth gear now.
I mean, if anyone was to come along, actually, who didn't know anything about these cars and drive one, they think, oh my God, it's a revelation.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they?
It is, yeah.
It really is.
It doesn't feel, I mean, sure it is out of date in many respects, but it's still totally capable.
It's got a connection with the current proper cars, hasn't it?
Look at that top gear pickup. Look at that.
Yeah. Wow.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
So good. Yeah. So flexible, so torquey.
Yeah.
Pulls really well.
Yeah. And we're back from driving John Love's E-Type.
We are. Yes, this is the man. This is the man, loved by name, and you love by
E-Type.
nature. You're E-Type, don't you?
That's right. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So how long have you owned it? And tell us the background of that car.
I've owned it for about 4 years. I bought it as a restoration project. Needed quite a lot of work because it caught fire. But I managed to put it back together. And,
well done.
And
Because
here it is
normally when we're talking about cars, we say it's never worth buying these cars to, needing all the restoration. You've got to buy ready done, but you're the man that's done the work.
Yes, that saved an awful lot of money.
And it's great too that you saved a car.
Yes, absolutely. It was the colour I liked, and the car. It was the colour that I liked.
We said that, didn't we? Makes that car, doesn't it? That
yeah,
colour.
it does. It's just a beautiful colour, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
No, brilliant.
I mean, also, I don't know if it's true, but I get the impression 2+2s are not around as much as they were. They sort of rare. Trying to find one for this story is quite hard.
How many survive?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of obviously E-Type snobbery with obviously coupes and convertibles, but I like this. I chose this one mainly because of my family are tall, even though I'm quite short.
A friend of mine said he was sort of back in the day dubious about the 2+2. And then he got in it and he thought, oh, there's so much space. And he kind of fell in love with it immediately.
You notice the headroom a lot, don't you?
You do.
Even though I'm not particularly tall.
Yeah.
Right, value-wise then. So has it been a good investment?
For me, it was. I got it for a reasonable price. But prices at the moment are going down, so obviously it's a good time to buy.
It is.
I was at the NEC just the other week, and there was a reasonable one went for 28,000. 28,000, which is not a lot.
And that was a two-seater.
No, 2+2.
2+2.
Yeah.
So you can get a nice one for about 30 grand, basically.
Yeah, you could, but you have to shop around.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously a lot of not so good ones.
There's a lot of variety in condition.
Yeah.
And is a Series 1 worth more than a Series 2 in the 2+2, or doesn't it matter so much?
I think it does, because it's much better looking.
We think it's a great car, don't we?
I like it, yeah.
In fact, we all like it. In fact, we love it.
We love it.
So, on that note, see you next time.